Ukraine's armed forces say they have destroyed another bridge in Russia's Kursk region. And they say the crossing was used by Russians to supply troops, and its destruction will hamper the movement of weapons. It comes almost 2 weeks after Ukrainian troops carried out a surprise incursion into the area, causing 120,000 local residents to flee. It's the first time in more than 80 years that a foreign army has seized and occupied Russian territory.
It is nearly 2 weeks since Ukrainian troops carried out a surprise incursion into the Kursk region of Russia, causing 120,000 local residents there to flee.
It marked the first time in more than 80 years that a foreign army had seized and occupied Russian territory. It shocked the Russian public, who'd been led to believe that their country's border was secure. Our Russia editor Steve Rosenberg has been speaking to people in the town of Alexin, which is located just over 100 miles from Moscow.
This is Alexin, a 700-year-old town, about 100 miles from Moscow. And I've come here to find out what people think about the dramatic situation which has been unfolding in Kursk region with the Ukrainian incursion.
With Ukrainian soldiers now in Russia, Lyubov tells me that she's worried. I can't even watch the news on TV because I start crying, she says. How is this possible? Someone let this happen. People here trust our soldiers to finish the job, Andrei says, and to win. At the market, Regina is selling vegetables from her garden. The most important thing, Regina says, is that war doesn't come here, that they don't get all the way here. Our soldiers, especially the commanders, must be more vigilant.
Keep in mind, this is a nation which is constantly being reminded by those in power here of the horrors of the Second World War, the horrors of invasion. World War II is very much part of the national psyche here. And now, for the first time in more than 80 years, you have foreign fighters on Russian soil seizing Russian territory. That's quite a shock.
Vladimir's worried, but thinks that Russia will achieve victory. What exactly is victory in this war, I ask him. Victory is when there'll be peace, he says. On the town square, a patriotic pop concert. But the atmosphere is pretty subdued.
People do seem worried, very worried, by the situation in Kursk region, by the Ukrainian attack. People do want peace, there's no doubt about it. But here's the thing, they still seem to trust the man at the top, the man running the country, President Putin, to secure that peace for them. The same leader who 2.5 years ago launched the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Steve Rosenberg, BBC News, Alexin, Russia.
Moscow has confirmed a third strategic bridge in Russia's Kursk region has been attacked. Our defence and security analyst, Professor Michael Clark, is with me now. Michael, really good to see you. I mean, 1, 2, 3 bridges targeted now. This really is a counter-punch.
Yes, it is. I mean, it seemed to start on Friday last week with one bridge down at Glushkovo, and then on Sunday, one at Zvano. And now, apparently, we haven't put it on the map because it's not absolutely confirmed yet by the Ukrainians, but one at Karits further along on the map. And so 3 bridges down, which are the only bridges across the Sem River. And that means that the area south of the Sem River can't easily be enforced by the Russians. They've got a pontoon bridge at Glushkovo, but that's all they've got. And they'll have to build some more bridges, pontoon bridges, if they want to bring forces south of the river. There are some Russian forces in that area, but the Ukrainians now almost have it at their mercy for a few days, and there will be a battle of the pontoon bridges to come, I think. The Russians will try and lay more pontoon bridges. I imagine the Ukrainians will attack them, and this could be the next phase of Ukraine's offensive. The interesting thing is Ukraine is not just consolidating their break-in, they're trying to exploit it. And they're still on the move. They're still creating the agenda that the Russians are having to react to. That's a turnaround from the way this war's been for the last 12 months.